Thank you, Chief. Good evening, all. Call to order the Katuitt Fire District Board of Fire Commissioners meeting, October 19th, 2023 at 17:30. Present, Commissioner Conley
Commissioner Zix.
and Commissioner Zace. Everybody present. Thank you, gentlemen. Is anybody recording?
This is being recorded. Yes, sir.
No, I understand. Just making sure that you're asking if anybody else is being recorded. Yep, all good there. Thank you. So we have a call to order. Public comment. Chief, do we have any public comment?
So, Karen Teely, just want to make sure that your audio is working correctly. I see some comments here.
Working now, thank you.
Okay, very good. And that is the only comment in the chat. And we do not have any email comments at this time, sir.
Okay. With that, let's go on to review and approval of previous meeting notes. Gentlemen, did you have a chance to take a look at them? Adam? Excuse me, Rick, sorry. Go that way.
Yeah,
All set?
I read them over. I didn't see any problems with them.
Okay. Adam?
I've read and they're fine.
Okay, myself as well. Do we have a motion?
Move we accept as presented.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
right?
Aye. All righty, minutes are approved. Thank you for that, gentlemen. Fire Chief's report. Chief, it's in your hands, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board and public. Fire Chief report for October 19th, 2023. The September had a total of 122 responses. We had 72 EMS calls, 5 hazardous conditions, 26 service calls, 6 good intent, 12 false alarms, 1 severe weather incident, and 12% of our calls were overlapping incidents. And with some additional detail, I will, with your permission, turn it over to the deputy to answer any questions on the detail as he assembles those reports. Are there any questions on the incident responses?
No.
Nope.
Okay, and the report that the deputy puts together continues to be helpful for you?
Absolutely.
Looks good.
Very good. Okay. I found an edit in my report here. So under administration, Chief Brown and DC Clark participated in planning sessions for potential impacts of Tropical System Lee, which was a really good exercise. Fortunately, there were no impacts to the village. However, there was really great communications amongst all the emergency management stakeholders, and I do feel like we were well prepared should there have been a shift in the track of that storm and there were impacts to the Cape and in particular Katuitt. Chief Brown, DC Clark, we attended an Emergency Management Directors meeting with representatives from Southeast Mass and MEMA at the MEMA Regional EOC in Franklin. And although we are not technically the EMDs for the town, this opportunity allows us to better serve the residents, the citizens of Katuitt, and interface with our EMD here in Barnstable, the town of, which is the police chief is the EMD here in Barnstable. And additionally, we hosted a flu clinic at the firehouse for district personnel. Any questions under administration?
A lot of shots given.
You know, I did not get that from the nurse that does that with county public health. So, but I can ask about that. So. Under technology, we had a meeting just yesterday with the Mashpee School District, with the Mashpee School District teacher and students to explore the use of virtual reality technology as it pertains to EMS continuing education and in general education associated with EMS. Pretty interesting stuff that they brought with us, and we do see some potentials with working with them in the future for working through some of the algorithms for treating certain types of medical or traumatic events, and in kind of working through that building that muscle memory, so to speak, of dealing with certain types of situations. So pretty neat stuff, some great students, and some great opportunities. So perhaps more to come on that in the future. So, and that is something that there's no cost to the district. Any questions on the technology?
So with this.
Chief, at this meeting, oh, I'm sorry,
No, I was gonna say, this use of these,
Yeah, they're called like a Oculus, but these ones are a little more high end. It's quite an immersive experience. And it was neat. It takes a while to acclimate to that world, and but we both took a trip into it yesterday to try it out, and it was really interesting stuff, and I suspect that there is a place for it in training in the future, and certainly as we look at the next generation that we look to attract and recruit to the ranks. This is certainly technology that is something that they're interacting with right now, and it's really meeting the next generation where they're at as we use some of these tools. So neat stuff. So.
interesting.
And did you have a question, Commissioner Pisano?
yeah, I was wondering if they had any of the integrated proprioceptive feedback equipment, the gloves, the sensory gloves.
So this one used the wands, and there were some sensory feedback functionality. There was some sensory feedback functionality in the wands. However, I do think as that technology grows, I think you'll see more of that tactile interaction with gloves to really get a more immersive experience, and as the imagery increases and makes it more realistic, I do see it as probably something that will continue to find its way into our industry.
I would certainly expect so. I was reading something about it recently and found it pretty fascinating. Can't imagine the level of training you'll be able to do with it in 5 to 10 years, the rate they're going.
Yeah.
Hey,
It was, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just real quick. This is part of some work they're doing at school at Mashpee High School, obviously, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, without consulting with my fellow commissioners first, making the statement, and if there's a possibility or an issue, so the question I have is, would they be interested in coming and showing us that technology at a meeting? Is that something that might be able to help them a little bit? And
Yes.
yes, I am offering our time here. If that's an issue, then we can squash it. But if it works for them, if it's something to be good for them.
Yeah, no, I'm certain that they would be, and yeah, and I think that would be neat, because the big village could see some of this and see how our organization is trying to stay out in front of on the cutting edge of technology, if you will, and to improve ultimately with the goal of improving service delivery.
Right. I absolutely think it's twofold. Think it gives them the opportunity to, present to a different group of people, right, in a different format, which is going to be a little bit should be interesting for them, I would think. And then also, to your point, give us a little bit more education. So, I don't think we need a vote on it. Rick, do you think that's a value for us to spend 15 minutes on it one night, something like that?
I'd be fascinated. I'd just be jealous that I couldn't be there in person and get my hands on it.
There you go. Adam, what are your thoughts on that?
Good idea.
Okay, cool.
The interesting thing is, not to go too far down into the matrix, but we actually could probably bring a headset to you, Commissioner Pisano, and you could be right here in this room with us. So, yeah. more to come.
Okay, that's rocking it. I'm all-
More to come. So, but I think they'd be pretty excited about that, so.
You'd rather be in church than cable.
Just, we wouldn't
know.
So, all right, great, thank you, gentlemen, appreciate that. Anything else on the technology?
No.
Great.
Oh. Chief, are we all done with the setting up the individualized sign-ins and the mail tree systems?
So everybody has individual sign-ins, yes, and multi-factor authentication. What we're still working on right now is a generic locked down profile for the MDCs, the mobile data computers, so that those can stay unlocked all the time and connected to the CAD system, the computer-aided dispatch, but not have access to anything else. So essentially, it's still maintaining that safe, technological environment that we're trying to achieve. So that's still underway, but yes, as far as the computers in the station, everybody has their user credentials. So yeah, and it's working well. It's been very helpful as we look to have common repository as we continue to develop and refine our SOGs, so that they're not in binders and not in places that people don't have access to. So I'd say overall, it's been a very successful project.
Great.
Under personnel, there's several thank you notes. It was, I think there are 4 that I put in the folder, and I'll be sending those out, put them in the files for all the personnel involved in the events. But again, it just goes to show you the quality of, the quality of people and the character of the people and the attitude of the people that we have on the job here in Katuitt Fire Department. And when people take the time to actually put pen to paper or fingers to keyboards and send that feedback, it says a lot, because they do a good job every day. But for people to take that extra time, it really says something, I think, about who we have working for us. Additionally, under personnel, Captain Amento completed youth fire site prevention and intervention training, which was a national fire academy program delivered at, the National Fire Academy program delivered at the Massachusetts Fire Academy in Stowe. And that will allow them to interface with the juvenile fire setter prevention and intervention task force here on the Cape. The reassurance program is up and running. Firefighter.
Chief, do me a favor, just restate, if you would, what the reassurance program is, so that anybody listening or new to the call.
Sure. Yep. So the reassurance program is a program that was developed. Well, it existed elsewhere, but it was developed in Katuitt by firefighter Gardner and firefighter Lee, which is a program where folks that perhaps are senior or have mobility issues or spending most of their time in their house call into the fire station on a regular basis. They sign up for this program, and Christian or Brian will go and visit their home, do a safety check of the home, offer suggestions for making the home a little safer, both from fire safety, slip, trip, fall. So it's an overall risk reduction in the home. Encourage the installation of a lockbox on the home, and then get the background demographic information, so that if we do have to respond to the residents, that we have some of the background information on the patient that we might be treating. And then once they're signed up in the program, they'll call into the firehouse once a day. And if you ever call into the station, you'll hear the new phone tree that was part of the new phone system, and you press 1 for the reassurance program, and you just leave your name and your address, and that you're just checking in. And then towards the end of the day, the individuals on duty will call, they'll check all the voicemails, or they check it through the day, but in the early afternoon, if an individual hasn't called in, they'll get the binder out and they'll find that phone number, they'll attempt to make a call to that person, check on them, see if they answer the phone. If they don't answer the phone, they'll swing by the house and check and make sure that that individual is all right. So it's just a way to keep in touch with folks that may not have somebody checking on them regularly here in the community. So
We're going to count those as runs, and are we going to still classify them as reassurance program runs?
yes, yep. So they will show up on the report as reassurance runs. If it's a run, if it's an incident, if the individual does not answer the phone and we actually have to go and check on them, it is and it's also an incident, when we do those initial intakes for the, public safety program. And that's in keeping with the best practices that the national
Fire administration.
thank you, National Fire Administration recommends through their NIPERS program, and the deputy wants to speak any more on that. He is our in-house NIPERS expert.
So, it will report, and we'll share some more data as we start to build this out. But we've also learned, and I think the chief alluded to it, that along with this reassurance program, there's a lot of other community risk reduction activities that these guys want to participate in, to not only make contact with those residents that are at home, but just to reduce risk to anybody in the community. So we've broken our reports down to, we'll have a reassurance, which is in this week's report, I think. So, or it might be community risk reduction. So you'll see 2 different titles coming in, which will be reassurance program, which will be home visits to people that don't contact us, and then community risk reduction incidents, where we go out to the community and whether we're installing smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, lock boxes, and helping them with reduce the risk at home. And then we'll be collecting data on number of smoke detectors we're installing, carbon monoxide detectors we're installing, and collect all of this data, and we'll be able to present that at a monthly meeting going forward.
Right. So under the service.
Yeah, so it reports up to the national, up to the state and national level under a service call.
Okay, that's great. And there's no logical need to break it down further from community risk reduction to, I guess that's the only bucket it falls into.
It'll either be reassurance or community risk reduction.
Oh, okay.
So reassurance will be simply if you don't call in and we send somebody up to your home in a pickup truck, that'll generate a report under reassurance program.
Okay, all right.
And then when Christian and Brian are out in the community providing risk reduction activities, it'll generate as a community risk. So going forward after this month, you'll see both of those in our service.
Okay.
And there'll be there's additional granular information contained within these reports. The type of incident is the very broad overarching code, and then actions taken have a number, and there's various other pieces of data that are collected, whether it's a EMS incident, fire incident, reassurance. So and that's where we would extract as the deputy is indicating, the information regarding the number of smoke detectors installed, carbon monoxide detectors, and so on. So that's a little deeper in the report, but is stuff that we will, as we refine our reporting and refine this program, and that there's a bullet point on that. Additional data will be part of future monthly reports here in this month's report. So,
Okay.
Any questions on the reassurance program? Okay.
All good there. Thank you.
Sure. So the firefighter Williamson and firefighter Lee participated in the town of Barnstable 55+ Home Safety Day which was in Hyannis at the community center. And all the districts, as well as a number of stakeholders in the community risk reduction industry, so to speak, were present there. It did inspire them to have one that's more focused here for Katuitt. So we'll be having a 55 plus safety day here at Freedom Hall on November 18th. And again, that will be firefighter Gardner, firefighter Lee, and firefighter Williamson organizing that. So looking forward to seeing that come to fruition and attract more folks that may not have made the trip out to Hyannis to learn about some of the resources that are out there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Pass on our appreciation there, obviously.
So, and what did not make the report, just because it's been ongoing, we have been doing a lot of training down at 55 Papaneset Road on a house that's been donated. It's a house that's slated for demolition and we have been offered and invited to train within the building. So we used the smoke generator to use theatrical fog in the building, and we do a series of roll-in exercises and evolutions there. So a lot of great training that we can do at that place. We'll be there again on Monday for anybody that might be interested in stopping by. Tomorrow, we will be over at 11 Grove Street. There's a house that's being demolished on Monday. So tomorrow we'll be there doing similar roll-in drills, but where this house is slated for demolition on Monday, we'll also be conducting some more destructive training, if you will, where we'll be actually doing some of the forcible entry and some of the saw work that we'd be doing if there were a real incident and we needed to utilize those skill sets. So that could be from 9 to around noon, maybe a little later, a little earlier, depending on how quickly we accomplish all the training objectives there. We will have all of the interns present there as well. And we currently have an intern from Sturgis and an intern from Barnstable High School. The Barnstable High School student asked to participate and requested permission, and when he requested the permission, the school asked if they could send all of the fire department interns over. So I believe every district has at least one intern right now. So tomorrow, all the interns will be here in Katuitt to observe the training activities and do some levels of participation that is within reasonable safety limits.
Sounds great, Chief. Let's get some good pictures of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we will. Yes. Yeah.
What did you say the address was on Grove Street?
11. So it's the first 11 Grove. It's the first house on the right when you come off of School Street.
Okay.
And we will also have some mutual aid partners present, assuming call volume and staffing allows. There will be a couple folks from Mashpee and some from Sandwich as well. So we'll be working on mutual aid partners, which is critically important to, just given the size of our organization and the fact that there is a fire that these folks are coming in to assist us. So, yeah, thank you for reminding me that.
What's the time and location again on the 23rd, Monday?
Monday, we'll be back at 55 Papaneset, and that would be the 9 to noon time frame as well. Might be done a little bit early, depends on how quickly the objectives are met. I suspect that tomorrow we'll be there on Grove Street until noon. Again, that one's probably, if anything, might go a little bit longer because that house is coming down on Monday, so we might want to maximize our use of it. So that's all I have to report on the personnel. Pending any questions.
Gentlemen,
Chief,
any
I'd like to
questions?
just offer a comment.
Yeah, go.
I got to stop by at the training on the other day and really was impressed with the scope and realism of it and the energy that it generated among the guys for the opportunity to really operate under very realistic conditions. And I was very pleased to see how well everyone did and how well all that new equipment and stuff has been working. Just by the by. Thank you, Deputy, for the guiding me through as you helped me understand what was going on and how it worked. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah, no, thank you for that feedback. We appreciate it. And yeah, they, all the personnel have been really, really into it. Most importantly, it helps exercise those very important critical skills for us to execute our mission. But it's also great team building and you know, great camaraderie. And it is it's been really great being down there. We're very fortunate and thankful to those members of the community that consider allowing us to do those types of activities. Very appreciative. Thank you. So under apparatus and equipment, so ambulance 275, which is the shared resource ambulance. So last Thursday, we got the license for it, and then it was Monday or Tuesday, we had significant mechanical issues with 262, and that is out of service. So within just a few days of getting all the license requirements straight away, we're pressed it into full frontline service as opposed to backup service. So really great timing, great project, and certainly more to come on that. And it'll be really great when 262 comes back from mechanical to actually have two ambulances and see how that impacts service delivery to the community. So really, really exciting.
Yeah, so Chief, I'd like to thank you for the work you've done on that. That, as we all know, has been a process through multiple different chiefs here, so I appreciate you bringing it home. I'm happy to say, obviously, even with 262 out, we have a working ALS ambulance, so I think that's great. So, you know, as you say, when we get it back, we'll be even in better shape. So thank you for all your efforts there, and your team as well. I know there's a lot of work done by everybody to bring that thing along.
Yeah, certainly EMS officer Casey Staggs, the deputy, then crucial, then the folks that manage the small equipment and the various program areas within the department really come together to make that a great project. So.
Great.
Any particular details on the repairs and any sense of what extended?
So it has a punch list of minor mechanical items and some less minor mechanical items that we've been waiting to get this ambulance fully prepared to go into service. 275, that is. However, whatever it is that happened the other day, which we don't know yet, is undiagnosed still. So we don't know what that is. It essentially went into like a protective mode, limp mode, and had just enough power to get back to the fire station. And so it has no acceleration, and so it needs to get hooked up to the computer, diagnosed, and have whatever is causing that issue addressed, as well as all the punch list of items that we're waiting to get done. So there's more to come on that. So,
Great. Thank you, Chief.
yes, sir. So under facilities, a couple of things. The low hanging one, or the quick one, will be we had the natural gas line to the generator was replaced. It was discovered that the salt that from the walkway was corroding the pipeline, and it was pretty thin walled and at risk of failure, so, and that is on our side of the meter, and that was on us to, replace, and I don't know if we've got an invoice on that yet, so, so that was taken care of. I also have quotes on, so the HVAC system, the mini split on the second floor, have compressor and line issues. I do not have a desire to replace those, as that is technically space that's not really used. Finance occasionally goes up there. However, I think the cost associated with that is not really, feasible to invest that amount of money in that area. It is, I feel, feasible to do the work on the mini split that services the gym. And I would request that the board authorize me to expend up to the amount that's in the quote that I got from High Efficiency, which is $7,856.26. Now, I'm requesting up to because I would obviously get a couple more quotes, so it might come down. And also, we have 3 mini splits in the firehouse. 2 of them we're not gonna repair, so we're gonna explore whether we can use some of the components and bring this price down.
Yep.
And to get the mini split back up and running for the gym, so that the gym is functional and more usable, and we're not. Really, it's the part of this conversation is a small piece, but much bigger discussion, as we all know, and that is what is the future of the firehouse. But regardless of that, I don't want to invest huge money in this with the uncertainty of where we're going to be, what that's going to look like, and so on. But I do want to get the gym back up and functional for the folks.
Okay, so the first one, 40 grand, that was for the upstairs?
No, I didn't even put the upstairs in this because I don't even think it's worth considering. So, the quotes that are in here are, PM on the boiler, which I'm just gonna go ahead and do. That's something that's within our budget and within the purview of the fire chief and so on. The big challenges are the mini split for the gym, and then the HVAC is a separate conversation that I think we'll get into next after this consideration here. So with that, I am requesting permission to expend from the repairs and maintenance buildings account up to the $7,856.26 to repair that mini split. And again, that's up to, because I suspect that I can actually get this down once I get the green light to move forward. I suspect I can get this down, but it's most likely still could end up being above that $5,000 threshold that I have to come to you with.
Rick, you have any questions on this particular one at this point?
No, I'm comfortable with going forward with the authorization.
Okay. Adam, what do you have? You have any questions on this at this point?
No, what is in the line item? What's the total? I don't have it there.
And that, so the repairs, maintenance and buildings, we have $13,927.08 left in that. So now, I mean, it could be making us cut close, at the end of the.
No, I think,
but currently that funding's there, and And we'll,
Yeah, no, I think we have to give you the authorization to do this.
Okay. That being said, do we have any motions?
You want to do it, Adam?
Thank you. I move we authorize Chief Sean Brown to expend out of the maintenance and repairs budget up to $7,856.26 for the repair of the gym mini split or replacement, I should say.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, discussion. Any more conversation on it, gentlemen?
Not
Nope.
for me.
Okay, we have a vote, please. All those in favor?
Pisano in favor.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Zais, aye.
Commissioner Connolly in favor. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It is passed. Go get him, chief. You're good to go, sir. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, John, I do appreciate that. So the more complicated part, and I'm not coming to you with a recommendation of any type right now, because I still have some fact finding and information to bring, but I do want you to take notice of the other quote in the folder, which is to the tune of, do you have that one open for me?
Yeah.
I did not print that one out. So it,
$40,702.50.
yeah, so the condensers and the HVAC system for the rest of the building. So the mini splits take care of the gym and that second floor where finance would work out of. There's the main HVAC system for the building, which when I was looking through things, I discovered that the way it was installed, it has some issues with the drainage, which showed up in the presentation that for the issues with the firehouse and the flooding that is going on in that room. It also was installed in a way that the filters can't be changed. So I have an HVAC system fourth there in my home, and I change the filters every 3 months, and every 3 to 4 months. And the filters in the fire station, I still going through some records of when that system was installed and trying to determine this, but it appears that it's possible that the filters are not getting changed because there's a sewer pipe and some other infrastructure that prevents on one of the units the access to the filter. So then the other unit is obstructed by ductwork, and it does look like maybe somebody's trying to segment the filters and put them in and like cutting them into 3 pieces and sliding them in there, which is
It usually defeats the purpose of the filter.
yeah. So at any rate, so I still have some investigatory work, so to speak, to do into this, but I did want to put it on the radar of the board, that this is a significant financial, liability, and should we need to actually have this system replaced, and either reinstalled in a fashion that is not causing the drainage to back up and allowing us to access the filters. So again, it's a little bit early, and as I indicated, I'm not coming to you with a recommendation. This is more just the visibility of the mounting costs associated with maintaining a fire station, and then how we want to factor that into future considerations on the building.
If I had I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had a question on the bid. I was confused. The bid includes a new high efficiency heat pump. Is that intended to replace the existing boiler?
So, I asked for the worst, like not the worst, the worst case scenario. So if everything has to be updated as part of this project, what is the high end figure of this? So, so that would most likely, so that would be, that wouldn't replace so there's still like hot water needs in the fire station, for hygiene and et cetera. So that would be separate from this, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but a heat pump is sort of direct replacement for a boiler or a burner.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you
A
guys.
heat pump is just, is a different kind of
Yeah,
heat and cooling source,
Yeah.
like a burner or
yep,
boiler.
yes, yeah.
Because we currently have a fairly new high efficiency gas furnace.
I have to defer to if the deputy knows more on that history, that predates, my time.
So the Wild McLean one here, you're talking about the gas boiler preventative maintenance thing, that I think is what Rick is talking about. These high efficiency, anyway, probably worth figuring out
Yeah.
when, what the purchase date of that was, with the, the boiler now, and what the projected end of life of that is. Right?
Yes, yeah, so, and then, again, that's why I'm not, I'm not ready to come with any recommendations tonight. This was just some new, within the last few weeks, that things that I've been discovering. And I just wanted to share my preliminary information with you. And I, again, not ready to make a recommendation at this point in time. This is more.
Yeah, chief.
Right.
And guys, the chief and I had discussed this. This is exactly what he said. He wanted to make sure, that this is out in front of everybody, that it's something that's being looked at now, so that as it is reviewed, as it is understood, there's no surprises to anybody that we're going down the path together.
Yep.
And you're right, some more research, obviously, Rick, has to be done on, what we installed previously, all that kind of stuff. So work in progress.
Yep, I very much agree that it's important to keep this in the public eye, present it at this meeting, alert the village to the fact that the cost of maintaining this old station continue to mount, and they're not going to get any cheaper.
Nope.
So thank you, Chief. Look forward to hearing more about this as you get a more detailed assessment.
And with that, that concludes the fire chief's report, pending any questions from the board.
No
Adam,
question.
you good? Rick, you good?
Yep.
Okay. All righty, chief, thank you very much. On to subcommittees. Let's see, Commissioner Pisano, do you have anything to report?
I do not. I have not heard anything about the bylaw committee this year.
Okay. Okay, then we have no bylaws, all good. Adam, anything on your end?
I have not been privy to any update on the school committee, the school subcommittee, and nor have I had heard anything yet of the next policy. What do we call that?
Advisory committee.
Policy advisory committee. Like
Okay.
Laura Ball. So I don't have anything.
Alrighty,
It's not to say that there may have been progress that I am unaware of with the school, but
okay, well, we appreciate that. You gave the report that you have. As far as the needs assessment and out to bid, we are waiting. Final responses are due by the 27th, a week from Friday, I believe. So we should have everything back, and my expectation is we'll have some things to take a look at the next meeting. Gentlemen, take a look at what the bids say, and we will go from there based on what we get back and what we discuss, okay?
Sounds good.
okay, thank you.
Okay. we're coming to the end here. Anybody have anything that was not, any new business, any, old business? We just talked about any new business?
No,
Not for me.
Okay, it looks like we have a hand out there, so I'm going to say any comments. Chief, do we have any comments?
We do have some, public comment in the chat, and Fran, I see, also has her hand up, so, if she would like to share her chat information as well as any
Yep.
other comment, that would be great.
As scary as this is, but give her the microphone.
So, the chat information, I just said that, my, main AC, died. And, so I'm in the process of, installing a heat pump. And, in regards to the furnace already installed at the station, it's recommended that you keep your furnace. Because if it gets so terribly cold, the heat pump can't keep up, then you still have your furnace installed. And also, if you go to, Mass Save or, Eversource or the gas company, they're presently offering huge rebates in the thousands of dollars for installing heat pump.
Okay.
And the school, the deed has been written. Actually, it was written by our attorney at the request of the town attorneys. So that's done. And now it's in the hands of the town attorneys. And has been for some time. The oil tank is gone. And we're just waiting for the deed to get signed, and so we can move along, but it's still with the town attorneys.
Got it. Thank you for that information. Appreciate it, Fran. Chief, any other comments out there?
Sure. Any comments? No. For the board? So nothing else in the chat and, nothing, no emails.
Alrighty. With that, I would like to, before we entertain a motion, thank everybody that attended tonight. We appreciate you coming in person and being on the line. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. And with that, do we have any motions?
move to adjourn. No, sorry, Rick.
Rick has moved to adjourn. Do we have any second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Pisano in favor.
Zace, aye.
Conley, thank you, gentlemen, ladies, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good
Thank you,
evening.
Kevin.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
All right.